overcoming that fear of inadequacy, I think, was really important in this journey of mine. Because, hey guys, Navi Valley here, and today I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me. I'm getting ready for a job interview, so I'm just gonna be doing my hair and my makeup and showing you how I, be professional and natural at the same time. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about my journey in applying for jobs for anybody else who just recently graduated college and trying to find a job. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, definitely like the video and subscribe to my channel below. Actually, first, let me put my eyes on. Hold on for like 5 seconds. Whew. Okay, so for those who don't know me, I recently graduated from Penn State University in May. Woo-hoo. Thank you. Thank you. My degree was a bachelor's in science. If you want to know a little bit more about like my college experience, just like more information on like how to do the college thing, I do have a video that talks more in depthly about my major and how I chose it and other tips and hacks to help you with that process. So I can link that above and below if you want. I just graduated college during a freaking pandemic, and I was already scared about the job market. There we go. I was already scared about the job market because I had difficulties getting internships. Partly my fault because I didn't even really know what I wanted to do with my life for 4 years of college, 4.5 years of college. The reason why I'm talking about internships in the first place is because job experience matters a lot. It matters so much when you're applying for a job. Like the things that you do in college matters. Like I know everybody stresses GPA, and GPA is important. Some of the jobs that I applied for directly asked me for my GPA. Some of them asked for my transcripts. I mean, it's not like the norm, but some of them did, and was not expecting that. But like a lot of jobs have these algorithms or programs that basically help them choose candidates. Job experience is really important because when you have job experience, you can bing off the program. I don't even know what it is. The program much better than someone who doesn't have any job experience and just has a high GPA, right? So I didn't really have internships. I had one internship where I worked as a program intern / tutor for this small business. But other than that, I just worked regular jobs over the summer, or I went to school or took summer classes. Like I didn't do anything fancy. So walking into 2020 trying to get a job was stressful. And then on top of that, not knowing fully what I wanted to do, because remember how I said I changed my major 5 times. So what does that say? Indecisiveness. Low-key kind of worried about working like in an office, because like when am I gonna have time to do my hair? When am I gonna have time for my hair to dry? It's so stressful being a natural. So yes, job experience is important. If you're still in college, please try and get that job experience as much as you can. Even if it's in a class, it's still better than nothing, trust me. Luckily, I did have some job experience within classes and within organizations that I was a part of. But if I didn't, oh my God, I don't know what I would be doing right now. Luckily, one of the organizations that I was a part of in college, I got to be, for lack of a better word, I got to be like a research assistant for them. And I really liked that position. I was like, okay, I can see myself doing this, like, long term. I think I realized that maybe back in March. Like my resume was low-key trash. Like I went to the career services at Penn State. I don't know if every college has that, but Penn State has that. And like the guy tried to help me, and at first it was kind of cool, but I don't think he helped me in the way that I needed to be helped now looking back on it. Because like my resume, even though we went through it and fixed all these things, it still wasn't that good, and it still didn't explain fully what I have done and what I am capable of doing on my resume. Like it didn't tell a story, it didn't showcase any of my skills properly. Luckily, I have a very I don't know how to describe her, but a very involved mother who offered to get my resume done professionally, because that's apparently a thing. Like, a lot of people get their resumes done. Pro tip. Yeah, and when she did my resume, oh my god, like, I was reading it and I was like, this doesn't even sound like the same person. Like, I don't know who this person on this page is. And I do think she kind of went overboard a little bit, so I had to like change what she said in my own words, so that like that was helpful, right? So it kind of gave me a better understanding of like how to write a resume. Like, it's really important, because remember that whole program that checks to see if you have certain words multiple times? The way you write your resume, if you write in a way where you can add those keywords multiple times without it looking spammy, I think is a really good thing to do. I think I still edit it, like, maybe I have 6 versions of that resume, because I tried to do the thing where you have resumes for different types of jobs. The first 3 resumes were for 3 different types of jobs, and yeah, I still don't think it fit fully, because I still wasn't getting responses. I wasn't even getting like rejection letters. I wasn't getting anything. So to me, if I'm not getting anything, then that means they didn't even look at my resume enough to reject me. So I didn't even come up on the program. What I did after that is I started taking like sentences from the job description and putting it in my resume, and that helped a little bit. I started getting rejection letters instead of silence. It's really hard. It's really hard to keep going when you just want to just stop, because like when you're not even getting a response, then it's kind of like, well, is my resume good enough? Is my job experience good enough? Am I good enough? Overcoming that fear of inadequacy, I think, was really important in this journey of mine. Because I didn't want to apply for some jobs because I didn't feel like I was good enough, or I didn't feel like my resume would set off the thing, or I didn't feel like it was worth the time and investment to actually apply because I'm not getting any responses. Like, that to me was the hardest thing to get over, just to like apply anyway. Like, that whole mindset of just like, it doesn't matter if they're not responding to me, just apply anyway and keep on applying. Because I think what hindered me a lot was just like, I didn't apply to a lot of jobs. Like, I would do for like a good 6 months. Like, I would apply like 1 job a day, which looking back was like really stupid. But I was only applying for 1 job a day because like I didn't think my resume was good enough. So I wanted to see if my resume like got some traction before I just started spam applying, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to like every time I made some type of minor change, or if I would make an entirely different resume, I basically would apply to 1 to 2 jobs a day when I should have been applying to like 5 or 6 a day. But you know, it is what it is. I was like, okay, so if they reject me, what's the point of putting out this resume to another job? Because not considering the fact that maybe my resume didn't align with the job at all, so that's why I wasn't getting any responses, or neglecting the fact that if the job is like if it's over like 3 weeks, there's no point in even applying for it. And that's also another thing I had to learn, because I was applying to like old jobs. I don't think I was even paying attention to the fact that they were like a month old or whatever. I was just like, okay, job, something I want to do, apply. That's why I wasn't getting responses, because I was applying for jobs that probably weren't even open anymore. So if you're applying for jobs and you're not getting responses, you might be applying to old jobs. Fun fact. I'm just gonna finish up my hair off camera, and then I'm just gonna go to my makeup, because I feel like the bulk of what I had to say, I have already said it. So see you guys in like 5 seconds. Now for makeup, I don't have any fancy makeup, so because I didn't have a job and I didn't feel comfortable splurging on expensive makeup. So the first thing that I want to do is my eyebrows. So I have I have one of those old school like pencils. I like pencils better because I feel like they do a better job of like getting my eyebrows together. Basically what I'm saying is like apply anyways. That's what I learned. Maybe sometimes it's not you fully. Like, it's not that you're not good enough. It's not because your experience isn't good enough. It's not because your resume is not good enough. Maybe it's because you're applying for old jobs. Maybe it's because your resume doesn't align with the job description that you're applying for. And if that's the case, then 1 or 2 things need to happen. either you need to change your resume or change the type of jobs that you're applying for. But yeah, basically, like, finding a job kind of seems like a journey, and you gotta learn stuff along the way. So the things that I learned was, like, stop thinking that you're not good enough, because you are. You just weren't applying for the right things or the right time, or that job didn't like fit you. So it's really important to just figure out those things when you are applying for jobs, because the moment I figured out like what it is exactly that I want to do and had my resume reflect that I want to do that and I can do that based off of my experience, that's when I started getting hits. So I had an interview last 2 weeks ago Tuesday. I had 2 interviews last week, and I interview today in about an hour. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more foundation. I think that we beat ourselves up way too much, and it stops us from doing the things that we can do or doing the things that we need to do to succeed. And so I just wanted to share my little story on my whole job experience, so that anybody who's watching can kind of know like what it's like and what it feels like, and like people's personal experiences, so you don't feel too like out of reach or out of touch or just like different than everybody else. Because there are going to be people who graduate college, get a full-time job right outside of college, and like that's fair, but like you're not them. You don't know what they went through to get to the places that they're at. So comparison is the thief of joy. So just trust the process. You're gonna get it. You just gotta make little changes here and there to make sure that you're doing what you need to do. There's really not much else I gotta do. I just gotta put on mascara and a lip, and I'll come back to you with my whole everything done, so you can see this glam. Do I look fancy or what? I might be wearing basketball shorts, but how would you know? Judge your mom, not me. But yeah, basically that is this whole entire video. I hope you enjoyed. I really just wanted to share my own story about finding a job or applying for jobs in a pandemic. I hope this was helpful for anybody, and see you guys next week. Make sure you check out my other videos. Bye.